All right, so earlier today we checked out the video inside the Jedi Temple during Order 66, but now we're gonna see what did the surviving Jedi do after Order 66. So welcome back, guys, for another video. If you're new to the channel, welcome. And we're gonna be checking out like what did the survivors do. I mean, there weren't that many. Like a handful did survive, but most were pretty much wiped out at the temple or off-worlds by their own clones, and also those who retreated back to the temple due to I think it was like a retreat message that Anakin placed at the temple, which like made them get crossed in the ambushes that all the clones like pretty much laid out. But either way, we're gonna see what the rest of them did. I know some of them were like shown in like TV shows, like in The Mandalorian, Ahsoka, and also in Obi-Wan Kenobi. One was hiding out in Tatooine, so they're basically just like living as civilians and just like hiding, so that way they're not targeted. But without anything else, let's jump into the video.
Prior to the Clone Wars, the Jedi Order consisted of about 10,000 Jedi. When Order 66 was issued, that number was severely reduced, with only a handful of Jedi surviving. So what did they do afterwards? In canon, we only know of 5 Jedi that survived, with them being Ahsoka, Kanan, Luminara Unduli, Obi-Wan, and Yoda. We know Obi-Wan and Yoda self-exiled themselves, with Obi-Wan being tasked with protecting Luke Skywalker on Tatooine, while Yoda stayed hidden on Dagobah, where he occasionally advised surviving and forthcoming Jedi through the Force. They both learned how to retain their identities after death through the help of Qui-Gon Jinn, who taught them, through the Force, how to become Force ghosts. Luminara Unduli was instead captured rather than killed when Order 66 was enacted. She was taken prisoner to Stygian Prime, where she was tortured and tested on by the Grand Inquisitor, until she was later killed by him. Her body, and the rumors of her still being alive, were used to lure other surviving Jedi to a trap, to which they were killed when they were caught. Kanan was actually named Caleb Doom when he was a Jedi Padawan. He survived after his master sacrificed himself, leaving him alone. The following years, he changed his name to Kanan Jarrus as a way to avoid authorities, and he let go of his Jedi past, keeping his lightsaber broken apart and hidden. He took on many jobs, such as a cargo transporter, but he usually quit after a few months as a way to keep on the move. He eventually met Hera, and joined her fight against the Empire. They later created the Ghost Crew, and became well-known rebels in the Outer Rim. Kanan later began to teach Ezra Bridger to become a Jedi, and he himself later became a Jedi Knight. He was also blinded after his fight against Darth Maul. Ahsoka Tano was a Jedi Padawan who left the Jedi Order. Despite this, she later returned to help the Republic during the invasion of Mandalore, to which she confronted Maul. When Order 66 was issued, she escaped with the help of Captain Rex. They later faked their deaths, with Ahsoka burying her original lightsabers. She was later hunted by an Inquisitor, known as the Sixth Brother. She killed him and took his red lightsaber crystals, purified the crystals with the light side, and they became white as a result. She eventually met with Bail Organa and joined the Rebel Alliance, taking the codename Fulcrum, to which she was tasked in recruiting and connecting active Rebel cells. Later, she fought Darth Vader and found out that he used to be her old master Anakin Skywalker. After their duel, we don't know exactly what her fate was, but we assume she was injured and fled into the Sith Temple. We can also technically include Anakin Skywalker and the Grand Inquisitor, who used to be a Jedi Temple guard. They both turned to the dark side and joined the Empire, and later hunted down remaining Jedi. In Legends, there were about 200 Jedi that survived Order 66. That's 2% of the Jedi Order. Because there were so many of them, we won't be going over all of their stories, and what they did individually. Instead, we'll go over the general actions of these surviving Jedi. One group of Jedi got together shortly after Order 66 and tried to lure Darth Vader into a trap by announcing that Obi-Wan was with them. This plan worked, and the 8 Jedi ambushed Vader as he came in
I know this
in
the comics.
Unfortunately for them, Vader was able to kill all of them with the help of the 501st Legion. After this victory, the Empire began to spread propaganda that Vader had hunted down and killed 50 Jedi all at once by himself. Although this was far from the truth of what actually happened, it did spark fear across the galaxy and showed how powerful Vader really was. This propaganda was probably one of the main reasons all the other remaining Jedi didn't come together to try to overthrow the Empire directly. That, and also because they were scattered across the entire galaxy. and they had no real way of contacting each other without tapping into the Force, which would have led them to other Jedi, but in return would have revealed them to the Sith as well, making them easy targets to hunt down. Other surviving Jedi were instead captured rather than killed. Some of those imprisoned were tortured to death, and were even experimented on. Others were even brought before Palpatine, who were forced to kill each other for his own entertainment. A few were even thrown into arenas, where they fought off hordes of warriors and creatures in front of cheering crowds. Surprisingly, many Jedi actually joined the new Empire and turned to the dark side, serving their Sith masters as dark side adepts. They filled roles as Inquisitors, Emperor's Hands, Shadow Guards, and many other positions. They mainly were tasked in tracking down other Jedi and either converting them to the dark side or killing them if they refused to join the Empire. Other surviving Jedi let go of their past and abandoned their Jedi teachings completely. They tried to avoid galactic affairs and just live out their lives as normal people. They of course still had to keep an eye behind their backs, afraid of being caught and killed by the Empire. Those that kept the teachings of the Jedi but were too afraid to fight the Empire went into exile. Many younglings and Padawans who survived the initial attack were taken and protected by older Jedi and people who supported them. More powerful Jedi like Shaak Ti and Yoda exiled themselves onto remote planets. When the rebellion started across the galaxy against the Empire, some Jedi came out of hiding and began to fight along with them. Later, after the Rebel Alliance was formed, many of these same Jedi joined the new Galactic Rebellion and helped lead them into some early battles. Now most of these surviving Jedi were actually hunted down and killed by Darth Vader himself, and no Jedi was safe from his wrath, not even the young Padawans. Once, Vader
her hand was severed.
An entire shuttle filled with Padawans, killing them all just to mock and taunt a Jedi Knight who was protecting them. Afterwards, Vader left the Jedi Knight alone, who later killed himself, not being able to take the weight of failing to protect his students. After 19 years of the Jedi Purge, only about 60 or 70 Jedi were left alive, many of whom had given up the ways of the Jedi or fallen to the dark side.
The
few that still remained as Jedi would later join Luke Skywalker's new Jedi Order. They were tasked in training the future Jedi younglings and Padawans. Thanks for watching this video. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like this one.
Alright, so that was what did the surviving Jedi do after Order 66. I like this one. It showed the canon version and the Legends version. I know in canon, like there's only like a few iconic ones that survive Ahsoka Tano. Basically, if you want to see Ahsoka Tano's like story, you just gotta watch the Clone Wars and also Star Wars Rebels and the Mandalorian. So basically she's like spread out so many in so many like Star Wars TV shows. And as for Master Luminara, if you guys want to know what happened to her, it's in Clone Wars, like what her story is and like who she is. But her fate, as shown in the video, was shown in, I think it was the very first episode of Star Wars Rebels. And Kanan Jarrus is basically spread out through Star Wars Rebels, and he was an amazing character. Oh, and he did have like a small small scene in Star Wars The Bad Batch, like in the, I think it was like the very first episode before Order 66 was commenced, and you could see like him young as Caleb Dune, I forgot what it was, Dune, something like that. And you can also see the death of his master, well, rest in peace, Master Depla Bilaba or something like that. I can't say it properly, but this was another great video. But if you guys have anything else like this, please put it down in the comments below and I'll check it out when I can. So again, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video because I really did. Hit that notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Thank you so much for your support. I really do appreciate it. Hope you guys are having an amazing day or night wherever you guys are. And until then, I'll see you guys next time.